So tell me, have you ever plucked a feather from a goose? I have. And you may have noticed that the skin from where you pluck out the feather forms a little bump. This is called a goose bump. And you may have noticed the same effect on your arms. When hairs stand up in response to fear or some sort of emotional excitement or a sudden drop in temperature. What is going on here? What causes this phenomenon that is known as piloerection? Chemistry, of course. Whenever you're frightened or have some other emotional experience, adrenaline floods the bloodstream. Adrenaline is a so-called fight or flight hormone. And adrenaline causes the tiny little muscles around the hairs, the follicles from which hairs grow, to contract. And that contraction causes the hairs to literally stand up. Why does this happen? Well, this goes back historically to the time when humans, like many other animals, had a lot of hair. Because when you have a need to ward off a predator, you need to look bigger, more imposing. So the hairs stand up, that makes you look more fluffier, hopefully scares off a predator. Well, during evolution, we have lost most of our hair, but this particular vestige has remained. So it turns out that we do have this literal rising of the hair in response to various kind of stimuli. Now, fear is the most likely one that causes this, but other triggers also exist. For example, sexual excitement can cause this effect. And of course, so can fright. If you remember that scary scene in Psycho, the shower scene, well, you may have felt the hairs on your back of your neck rise up when you viewed that one. Or sometimes happiness can do it as well. For example, the first stirring tones of the national anthem after a Canadian has won a gold medal. That may have given you goose pimples. And sometimes it can be just some more mild emotion. For example, finding a recipe to which you have a particular emotional attachment, such as this one here. When I see that, I kind of get goose pimples on my arms and on the back of my neck. But reportedly, what is the greatest cause of goose pimples? Believe it or not, it is scratching on a blackboard. And I bet that just by mentioning that, you are already getting goose pimples. And that for today is our Cup of Joe.